University life is supposed to be predictable. Classes, study sessions, coffee-fueled late nights, and maybe the occasional drama over group projects. But for you, things took a turn into uncharted territory, not in the lecture halls, but through the glow of a dating app notification. It all started innocently enough. UniMatch seemed like the perfect way to connect with new people between exams and endless study sessions. A swipe here, a chat there. It was just another part of modern university life. But when students' apartments get robbed and unsettling patterns start to emerge, you realize this wasn't just about awkward first dates or ghosted conversations. This is a story about danger hidden in plain sight, about trusting your instincts when everything feels off. Chapter 1. Thursday. Oh my God, he matched with me, Amara shrieks. Amara sits on the living room couch engrossed in her phone as you cover your ears with your hands. That guy you were talking about? The one that was your type to a T? You ask, leaning forward with curiosity. Amara had showed you UniMatch just the other day, a trendy new campus dating app developed by students as part of their senior project. Ever since then, she'd been obsessed, swiping through profiles with a mix of delighted giggles and exaggerated cringes whenever she spotted someone familiar. Yes, he has the nicest eyes, she gushes. Then her eyes widen, and she squeals. Oh my God, he just asked me if I'm free tomorrow. Show me a picture. I need to see this guy. You get up from your spot on the couch and move closer, but Amara instantly shields her phone with her hand. No, don't you know it's bad luck to show your friends a picture of your match before the first date? She says, her tone half teasing, half serious. You arch an eyebrow. Amara, that's not a thing. I've literally never heard of that before. Well, it's a thing for me, she insists. Look, I'll show you his picture after the date, if it goes well. You let out a dramatic, sarcastic sigh, making her laugh. I promise, she says, raising her hand like she's taking a vow. Then she brightens up again. Seriously, you need to get yourself on this app. UniMatch is the perfect opportunity to put yourself out there. She lunges for your phone. Absolutely not, you say, snatching it out of her reach. Dating apps aren't my thing. She squints at you, unconvinced. Come on, just try it. You don't even have to take it seriously. It's just for fun. You groan as she continues to reason with you. It's insufferable, really. Fine, but I'm not going to take this seriously. You relent. The next 20 minutes are spent in a tug-of-war over what counts as a suitable profile picture and what to write in the prompts. Eventually, you both settle on this. You, 21. Primary, criminal justice. Height, 5'9". What I'm looking for, nothing serious. Favorite study spot on campus, the Nexus. Favorite food place on campus, Cypress Cafe. Location of residence, East Side. Hobbies, I like reading at cafes. Bio, intentionally left blank. A few minutes later, as you step out of Amara's townhouse and head to your car, your phone buzzes with a new notification. Settling into the driver's seat, you check it. A university-wide campus crime alert. Crime alert, theft and robbery on West Side campus apartment. The university police department was contacted regarding a burglary at a student's residence. The burglar targeted valuable jewelry and high-end handbags. The police are still investigating how the thief gained entry. This case is under investigation. As you start your car and pull out of Amara's driveway, your thoughts linger on the alert. The West Side. Yeah, that checks out. Everyone knows it's the most affluent area of off-campus student housing. Whoever the robber was, they definitely know how to pick their targets. Passing rows of neatly kept lawns and upscale apartment buildings, you make a mental note to forward the email to Amara and remind her to keep her doors locked every night. Chapter 2, Friday. The next morning, you're running late for class. Speed walking through main campus, you weave past clusters of students, the walkway lined with trees casting shadows on the path. As you pass the main activities complex, a large backdrop catches your eye. UniMatch, matching hearts and majors at your university, splashed in bright yellow across the setup on an outdoor podium. You almost roll your eyes. Last night, curiosity got the better of you, and you started swiping through profiles on the app before bed, half expecting it to be a waste of time. But this morning, your phone had buzzed with several "you've been matched" alerts before you'd even gotten out of bed. No one really stood out, except Foster, 22. His profile seemed different and intriguing. There wasn't much to it. Foster left many of his prompts blank. You had made a mental note to message him later, though running late for class was enough to shove that thought aside for now. So much for downloading this app for fun. A crowd of about 30 people has gathered at the outside podium, mostly students with backpacks, but a few with camera equipment and recording devices aimed at two figures standing in the front of the podium. The speaker, a tall guy with rectangular glasses and jet black hair, has the audience's attention. Beside him stands a smaller girl with long, curly hair, nodding along as he talks. Both are dressed in business attire, though your gaze briefly lingers on the boy's mismatched belt and shoes, a classic rookie mistake. You don't dwell on it, though. Quickening your pace to a full jog, you focus on getting to class before your professor marks you late. Luck seems to be on your side today. The professor still isn't in the classroom, even though class was supposed to start 5 minutes ago. You settle into your seat next to Miles, your classmate turned friend, and notice him staring at a message thread on his phone. He lets out a deep, dramatic sigh. "Ready for Monday's exam?" you ask, pulling out your notes. "I can't even think about the exam. She won't text me back," he mutters, frustrated. "Oh, who's she?" you prod. The professor still hasn't showed up. "This girl I met on UniMatch. We've been talking for a few days, and we went out 2 nights ago. The date went so well, I even invited her back to my place to see my vinyl collection. And now? Total silence. She's ghosting me," he says, shaking his head. "Well, maybe it was the vinyl collection that drove her away," you tease. Miles groans, throwing his head back in exaggerated defeat. Before he can come up with a defense, the professor walks in, apologizes for being late, and immediately announces a pop quiz. Miles groans again. Chapter 3, Friday. He was right on time. He opened the car door for me. He paid for everything. And oh my God, he's even cuter in person. I couldn't believe my eyes. He said he lives on the west side too, not too far from me. Amara finally pauses, catching her breath, her excited words trailing off as she notices the concerned look on your face. It's late, but Amara begged you to come over and debrief her date. You're sitting on the desk chair, facing her as she recounts every detail from her spot on the bed, practically bouncing with energy. Sorry, she says quickly. "I can finally show you a picture of him now, though." She unlocks her phone, scrolls to his UniMatch profile, and hands her phone to you. Ethan, 21. Primary, computer science. Height, 5'11". What I'm looking for: long-term relationship. Favorite study spot on campus. Second floor, art library, quiet room. Favorite food place on campus. Jerry's Deli on North Side, near the rec center. Location of residence, West Side. Hobbies: taking my dog on walks, playing soccer, rock climbing. Bio: I'm looking for an easygoing girl who can enjoy my dry sense of humor and knows I'll never financially recover from student loans or my last coffee order. You squint at his profile picture. Ethan is half white and half Asian, with hair that's dark and slightly tousled, giving him an effortless charm. His eyes are warm and inviting, like those of a smiling puppy. Amara gushes about his smile, claiming it's even nicer in person, almost as nice as his eyes. But you're too focused on his photo to respond. Something about him feels familiar. Maybe you've just been walking through the engineering complex a little too often lately. You hand her phone back with a grin. He looks like a really sweet guy, Amara. She relaxes, the excitement softening into a content smile. He really was. His phone wallpaper was a picture of him and his mom. Like, come on. I can't make this stuff up. Your cheeks ache from smiling. You glance at your own phone and open UniMatch, tapping into the chat with Foster, 22. Still no response to your last message. Hey, what's up? But you don't mind. Seeing Amara this happy fills your heart with hope. Maybe UniMatch really does have some magic coded into it. Chapter 4. Saturday. It's late Saturday afternoon, and after a much-needed slow, relaxing morning, you groan at the looming thought of your exam on Monday. In an hour, you're supposed to meet Miles at the library to study, but the motivation hasn't quite hit yet. Reaching for your phone on the bedside table, you unplug it and check for notifications. 3 stand out. A message from Amara, a university crime alert email, and a UniMatch message from Foster. You start with Amara's message. From Amara. Ethan hasn't responded to me since last night. I already sent him 3 messages today. I hope he's okay. You send her a quick reply, reassuring her that he's probably just having a lazy day, though you glance at the clock and note it's almost 5 p.m. Next, you open your inbox and scan the university crime alert email. Crime alert. Another theft and robbery on West Side campus apartment. The university police department was contacted regarding another burglary, this time at a high-rise apartment complex on West Side campus. The burglar targeted valuable hidden accessories. Preliminary investigations indicate no clear connection between the victims besides their location on the West Side. Regarding Thursday's burglary, the first victim, Caroline M., reported that all doors were typically locked, but admitted to possibly overlooking the back door, which the thief used to gain entry. This case remains under investigation. You frown. Another burglary? For once, you're grateful you live on the east side. Just as you're about to turn off your phone, you remember Foster's UniMatch message. From Foster. Hey, sorry about the delayed response. I've been super packed with exams. How are you doing? You take a moment to think of a response before typing. No worries. I totally get it. Same here. Other than exam season killing me, I'm pretty good. How about you? Hitting send, you toss your phone onto the bed and start packing your bag for the library. Almost immediately, Foster's reply pings. From Foster. Just a lot on my mind recently. It's wild how the human body is so strong, but also so easy to mess up if you know what you're doing. You freeze, rereading the message. A chill creeps up your spine. What the hell? After a moment's hesitation, you type back a lighthearted response. Haha, yeah, you definitely need to take care of your body. Take it easy every now and then. Hitting send, you sling your bag over your shoulder and head out the door, brushing off the uneasy feeling as you make your way to the library. You spot Miles already seated at a large table in the back corner of the 4th floor of Hart Library. His posture is slouched, his fingers fidgeting with the edge of his notebook. He looks visibly anxious and distressed. Hey, you say, sliding into the chair next to him. Thanks for finding us a table. You okay? Just nervous about the exam? You pull out your class notes and hang your backpack on the back of the chair. Miles shakes his head, letting out a short, humorless laugh. Yeah, no, not the exam. This week's been pretty awful. My apartment was robbed last night. Your jaw drops, and you bring a hand up to cover the gasp that escapes you. Wait, the crime alert? That was you? Miles chuckles softly. Yeah, lucky me. But how did they even get in? And why your apartment of all places? You frown. Miles hesitates, looking embarrassed. I keep a spare key under the potted plant by my door. I know, it's stupid. I guess they just got lucky and picked the easiest target. He sighs, running a hand through his hair. But what about security footage? Did they catch anything on camera? He grimaces. There's no footage. The building management said the cameras outside my unit haven't worked in weeks. Real convenient, right? You shake your head. I'm so sorry, Miles. That's awful. If you want to head home, we can postpone the study session. Seriously, it's no big deal. Miles immediately shakes his head, cutting you off. No. If I fail this exam, it's just going to make my week 10 times worse. Trust me. I'll deal with the apartment stuff later. Right now, I need to focus on Monday. You can't help but smile at his determination. Well, all right, you say, pulling up the lecture material. Chapter 5, Saturday, 11:45 p.m. Pieces of loose leaf paper litter the table. The rest of the floor is nearly deserted. A half-eaten Chipotle bowl sits abandoned nearby. Your eyelids are heavy as you circle the final answer to your last practice problem of the night. You glance to your right. Miles is still hunched over his paper, muttering something to himself as he scribbles and erases. Your phone lights up with a new notification. From Foster. I've been staying up so late just staring at this body, thinking of all the different ways to work with it. Your stomach twists. Okay, that's it. This Foster guy is officially whack. Grabbing your laptop, you type, how to report inappropriate behavior on UniMatch. The results aren't helpful. FAQs, generic support emails, nothing specific. Frustrated, you navigate to the UniMatch homepage instead. Miles sighs heavily beside you, staring at the paper while resting his head in his hands. On the UniMatch site, a cheerful blurb catches your eye. Creators Michael Neely Chang and Angelina Morales are a real-life campus couple who met through a dating app in their freshman year. As part of their senior project, they developed UniMatch, a dating app designed exclusively for university campuses. Students can match based on majors, favorite study spots, and even rooming locations. You scroll further, landing on the user reviews section. At the very bottom, one name stops you cold. Caroline M. says, I love this app. Even though my last date ghosted me, there are so many options to connect with people on campus. Your pulse quickens. You vaguely recall something Miles had mentioned on Friday. Hey, Miles, you say, keeping your eyes on the screen. Didn't your date ghost you after things were going pretty well? He doesn't look up, still erasing furiously. Oh, Evelyn. Yeah, we had a nice night. I even invited her back to my place. She came over Thursday night, and the next day she stopped responding. His voice trails off as he mumbles to himself. Miles, you say more urgently now. Did Evelyn see you take the spare key from under the plant when she came over? That gets his attention. He stops erasing and looks up, his eyes wide. Yeah, she did. Holy... His voice falters. Your mind races. Caroline M. used UniMatch and probably mentioned she lived on the west side. She got ghosted and then robbed. Miles also used UniMatch, disclosed his west side residence, got ghosted, and then robbed. Wait, Miles, you say. What did the thief take? He frowns, thinking. Jewelry I had hidden away, like in a box at the very back of my closet. There's no way they could have just known where to look. His voice fades, realization dawning. You press on. At any point, did Evelyn, ask to use the bathroom or something? Was she ever alone in your apartment? Miles' eyes widen, and his mouth falls open. Oh my God. She said her stomach was upset from dinner. She asked to use the bathroom. She could have totally wandered through the rooms while I was still in the kitchen. Can you pull up Evelyn's profile? Maybe we can bring it to the police, you suggest. Miles nods aggressively, pulling out his phone and opening UniMatch. The thief is using UniMatch to target and rob people. They're scoping out apartments during dates, finding valuables, and then using things like hidden spare keys to come back later. The buzzing of your phone interrupts your thoughts. It's Amara. Chapter 6. Sunday, 12:01 a.m. Oh my God. Amara. She lives on the west side. Ethan ghosted her. Your heart pounds as you grab your phone and answer immediately. Amara, you blurt. Was Ethan ever alone in your apartment when he came over Friday night? Like, did he ask to use the bathroom or something? The words tumble out so fast you barely recognize your own voice. Caught off guard, Amara hesitates. Yeah, actually, he did ask to use my bathroom. I remember because he left his phone on the kitchen counter. That's when I saw the wallpaper of him and his mom. Why? You close your eyes, the sinking feeling in your stomach confirming your fears. Amara might be the next victim. Without another word, you jolt up from your seat, grabbing your bag and jacket in a rush. You glance at Miles, mouthing, I have to go. Before you can leave, Miles stops you, holding up his phone to show you the screen. It's his last message thread with Evelyn. Profile deleted. God damn it. Amara's voice crackles in your ear. Anyways, I don't want to talk about Ethan anymore, she groans. He hasn't been responding. What a bum. Amara, you cut her off, rushing towards the elevators. Listen to me. You need to leave your house. I don't know, go somewhere in public or anything. Your mind races. Is there enough evidence to go to the police? Probably not. This is just your suspicion. The first incident could have been chance. Twice, a coincidence. But 3 times? 3 times is a pattern. And this time, Amara might be the victim. Amara, you say, steadying your voice. Stay calm. But I have reason to believe Ethan, or someone, is planning to rob you tonight. There's not enough evidence for the police yet, but oh hell, I'm coming to get you. Just stay on the line. Do not hang up. You speed towards Amara's townhouse, the phone on speaker resting in your lap. Look, I don't just want to run off to a friend's place like some scared little kid, Amara says firmly. If this guy's been robbing people on campus, he needs to be caught. Tonight. Amara, this isn't just about your pride. It's about safety, you argue, gripping the steering wheel tighter. What if he's dangerous? Then let's make sure he doesn't get away with it, she snaps. We can't just leave the house and wait for someone else to figure this out. This is my stuff, my place. If we catch him in the act, there's no way he can talk his way out of it. You sigh, the adrenaline coursing through your veins, making it hard to think clearly. Okay, but how exactly do you expect us to catch him in the act? We stake out my own house, Amara says decisively. We'll watch from outside and wait for him to show up. If he does, we call the police. Amara, that's risky. It's smart, she interrupts, her tone leaving no room for argument. He doesn't know we're onto him, right? He'll think it's business as usual. He'll slip up. You glance at the small can of pepper spray clipped to your keychain and hesitate. Fine, you relent. I've got pepper spray, so at least we'll have something to defend ourselves if things go south. Well, good, she says, the confidence in her voice rising. See? We've got this. We're not just sitting ducks. Chapter 7, Sunday, 3:23 a.m. You and Amara crouch in the backseat of your car, concealed in the darkness, with the clear view of her townhouse entrance. The faint glow of streetlights illuminates the quiet street. The only sound is the steady hum of cicadas. Amara sits alert, but her eyes start to flutter closed. As you glance at her, you check the time on your phone. Doubt creeps in, growing heavier with each passing minute. Maybe you were wrong. Maybe this was all in your head. Just as your thoughts spiral, a pair of headlights appears, turning onto the street. Your heart leaps, only to sink when the car drives past Amara's house and disappears around the corner. The street falls silent again, the tension thickening. Your heart thuds in your chest as anticipation turns to dread. You're about to call it a night, convinced you were overthinking, when a shadowy figure slips into view, moving past the wooden fence towards Amara's back entrance. Your eyes widen. You smack Amara's arm. Look, you whisper urgently. The figure freezes near the back door, glancing around the property with cautious movements. The faint glow of a street light reflects on their face, and you catch a glimpse of glasses. After scanning for any sign of people, the figure tilts their head up, focusing on the second floor, on the small bathroom window adjacent to Amara's bedroom. Amara, now fully awake, leans forward. No way. Is he seriously trying to get in through the second floor? She whispers, incredulous. The figure's gaze follows the thick tree branch stretching from near the bathroom window down to the fence separating Amara's yard from her neighbor's. Moving swiftly, they climb the fence, steady themselves, and grip the branch, testing its strength. It extends perfectly towards the bathroom window. Your breath catches. Amara, call the cops. Signal me when he's coming back out, you say. Without waiting for a reply, you slip out of the car, pepper spray clutched tightly in your hand. You position yourself behind the back fence, hidden but ready. The thief will have to pass this way to leave, and you're not letting them get away. Through the car window, you see Amara lift her phone, giving you a thumbs up. The call went through. The cops are on their way. Time drags. You unlock the safety on the pepper spray, keeping it held firmly against your chest. Every sound seems amplified. The rustle of leaves, the faint creak of the wooden fence. You glance at Amara. Her eyes are fixed on the second floor bathroom window, which is out of sight from your position. Suddenly, her eyes widen, and she locks eyes with you, nodding. The signal. Your pulse races as you reposition your grip, thumb on the trigger. Amara gestures with 2 fingers, mimicking walking legs, indicating the figure is descending. Footsteps crunch against the ground, growing louder. You tense, every muscle coiled. Then, a shadow emerges from the other side of the fence. In an instant, you lunge forward, pressing the trigger. A fine mist sprays out in all directions. Holy shit! The figure yells, dropping to his knees, hands flying to his face. What the hell? Amid the groans, curses, and frantic rubbing of his eyes, you step back and get a good look at his face. Your stomach drops. Ethan? You whisper, confused. But something's off. He looks different. Glasses with rectangular frames. His face more familiar than it should be. Then it clicks. You gasp. Oh my God. It's Michael. The realization hits you. He's not just some random guy from UniMatch. He's the co-developer of the app. You've seen him before, standing on the podium at the event, the mismatched shoes and belt guy. Amara steps out of the car, just as sirens sound from a distance. Moments later, red and blue lights flood the backyard. Michael sits on the ground, groaning, his face still wet with pepper spray. And now, there's nowhere left for him to run. Chapter 8. West Campus burglars arrested. Michael Neely Chang, 22, and Angelina Morales, 22, were apprehended this past weekend for a string of burglaries targeting West Side apartments. The couple reported using their own dating app, UniMatch, to identify and exploit victims. After going on a successful date, they would suggest being invited into their target's home, using the opportunity to scope out valuable items and entry points for a later robbery. While it remains unclear whether UniMatch will continue to operate, it's unlikely given the circumstances surrounding its creators. You finish reading the article aloud from your phone and glance up at Amara with a wide grin. We did that. Amara laughs, tossing her head back. Hell yeah, we did. Serves Michael, for ghosting me. What a trash couple. I'm deleting this cursed app right now. She snatches her phone, furiously typing at the screen. You chuckle, shaking your head. Scrolling to the UniMatch app on your own phone, you're about to delete it too when an unread message in your inbox catches your attention. It's from Foster. From Foster. Oh, wow. Looking back at these messages, I sound insane. I didn't mean to come off as creepy. I'm so sorry. I've just been hyper-focused on prepping for my biomechanics class, and I got a little too obsessive about it. But I promise, I'm not some weirdo. I hope you didn't think I was threatening you. Can I make it up to you with some coffee sometime? You let out a relieved sigh, laughing quietly at the overly earnest message. It's oddly endearing, but you're done with UniMatch. With the swipe of your finger, you hit delete app and confirm the action. Amara looks over, noticing your grin. What's so funny? Nothing, you say, pocketing your phone. I'm just ready for this whole UniMatch chapter to be over. Good riddance, she agrees. The two of you share a laugh, the weight of the past few days finally lifting. You are ready to leave UniMatch and all of its baggage behind. So this is a fictional story with fictional characters, and UniMatch is a made-up app. However, with online dating becoming increasingly popular, it's always wise to take precautions when meeting someone new. When interacting online, avoid sharing personal information and don't hesitate to block or report suspicious users. If you're meeting up with someone you don't know very well, let a friend know where you're going and arrange to meet that person in a public place. Set boundaries, and most importantly, trust your instincts, trust your gut. Pepper spray is a very popular and convenient self-defense tool due to its immediate and powerful effects. When used, it can cause intense irritation to the skin, eyes, mouth, throat, and lungs. It's worth noting that pepper spray can still impact individuals wearing glasses, as the spray can irritate the skin around the eyes and the nose, even if the lenses shield the eyes from direct contact. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next mystery. Bye.